In the day's other news, before taking up impeachment, the Senate handed President Trump a policy win. It overwhelmingly approved a wide-ranging new trade agreement among the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, 89-10. The deal aims to boost auto production in the U.S. and to improve conditions for workers in Mexico. We'll take a closer look after the news summary. Separately, the president moved today to give some religious groups easier access to federal programs and to reaffirm the right to pray in public schools. 9 cabinet departments proposed rules to ensure that faith-based organizations are not discriminated against in the competition for grant funding.
We have rules to roll back discriminatory regulations on religious service organizations. And earlier this afternoon, my White House released a new memo to make sure federal funding is never used to violate the First Amendment.
The president also directed that states provide ways to file complaints against schools that limit prayer. In Syria, the United Nations reports that some 350,000 people have filed or fled, rather, a new government offensive in the northwest. The assault on Idlib province, backed by Russia, has pushed families to the Turkish border region. Most are sheltering in tent encampments. The UN says about 80% are women and children, and many are short of food and water. There is word that Taliban negotiators have made a temporary ceasefire offer in Afghanistan. The Associated Press reports that it calls for a 7 to 10-day truce and was given to a U.S. envoy last night. It remains unclear if the proposal is enough to revive stalled peace talks. The president of Iran now says that his government no longer faces any barriers to enriching uranium under the 2015 nuclear deal. The U.S. quit the deal in 2018. Iran withdrew this month after its leading general, Qasem Soleimani, was killed in a U.S. airstrike. President Hassan Rouhani spoke today to bank executives in Tehran.
Today, as I stand here in front of you, we have no limits on nuclear energy. Absolutely none. Today, our daily enrichment is more than before we signed the JCPOA, the 2015 nuclear deal.
Iran is now enriching uranium to 4.5% purity. Weapons grade is 90%. Back in this country, the FBI today arrested 3 white supremacists who allegedly built an illegal machine gun and were headed to a gun rally in Richmond, Virginia. Court documents say that they had ordered hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Just yesterday, Virginia's Governor, Ralph Northam, banned weapons near the state capitol for Monday's rally. On Wall Street, stock indexes hit new highs, partly on news of healthy holiday sales. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 267 points to close at 29,297. The Nasdaq rose 98 points, and the S&P 500 added 27, closing above 3,300 for the first time. And a cheating scandal has claimed another Major League Baseball manager. The New York Mets parted ways with Carlos Beltran today after hiring him just last November. An investigation found that he was involved in stealing signals from catchers when he played for the Houston Astros. Houston and the Boston Red Sox already fired their managers in the scandal. Still to come on the News Hour, after NAFTA, a new trade agreement among the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. The umpire, the role of Chief Justice John Roberts in the impeachment trial of President Trump. Reviving the ERA over 40 years later. Can the Equal Rights Amendment become the law of the land? And much more.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.